Hey everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's in the Tuber. Welcome back if this is your 8th Rookie Season 4 episode review. Hope you all enjoyed your Thanksgiving holidays, the little break we had. It was a nice break for me. I had to do some things privately, but I had a lot of fun. Now here we are. We're winding down the 2021 content year for us. We have less than 10 more episodes of What's the Tube to produce. Mostly Doctor Who related, which we should really get the bandwagon on that, but that's to be discussed later. Anyway, with that being said, here we are. We're winding down Rookie for the Year, and I'm very excited where things are going. This mainly felt like a kind of like another one of those like experimental how they're giving us the episode type episodes where it's not your traditional like here's your main camera shots and then here's your regular style of an episode. This is one of those full surveillance mode where we're just getting like the cameras or basically anything except professionally until the very end. Obviously, of course, you can't really do the whole episode like that. I mean, you could, but it just wouldn't make sense. But for this week, coming back from the Thanksgiving break, this was kind of like just easing us back in a little bit. Like, you know, although we was only 2 weeks away, a lot has happened in these 2 weeks. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, these 2 weeks felt like a month. And I knew, and yeah, 2 weeks is nothing really for a lot of other people, but for me, it feels like forever ago. So this was a nice, hey, we're getting back into the world. There's nothing too crazy. Well, there's nothing too plot crazy this week. We're getting like elements like character direction stuff, character plot lines continuing. But in terms of like the overall big plot, we're not really getting much progress on there. This was just mainly like just a fun, like everyone's on deck for the situation, but everyone's kind of there, like doing their own thing. But I like this episode. I really did. It helped develop more of the characters, and I'm really excited to see where things are going to take us next week for the winter finale. But yeah, let's go through the Butcher recap and talk about this week's episode of The Rookie. So we begin with... Where do we begin? What's our cold open? Did I miss the cold open again? Did I? I don't remember what the cold... You know what I remember? Nolan's hanging up his brand new professional Vote For Me poster. And Smithy over there... Oh, yeah, I forgot. Smithy is promoting his campaign by actually buying one. Which I'm like, there's absolutely no way Smithy actually bought and printed his face in a bunch of water ball. I highly doubt that. We'll get to more on that in just a little bit. But Chen and the newbie... the new Rook. I know, I remembered his name, and now it's been weeks, and I forgot. I apologize. Blame me for them replacing, well, not really, but like taking over Wes's role. Don't hate me. Just don't. Anyway. They're giving their honest opinions, like, yeah, like, you know, it's great, but it's just one poster compared to Smithy's water bottle campaign. Like, it would really help if Nolan got some real endorsement from someone like that, really has some reputation and some, you know, some actual, like, power here in the station. Gray's like, absolutely not. I am not doing any of this at all. So they go to Bradford, and, oh, yeah, so Gray tells, Nolan that he's sitting in with Lopez this week because she requests his assistant on a case she's running up. Gray is, of course, obviously just remaining neutral about all this. Like, I have no real sides of this, and he's drinking a Smithy's water bottle. So they decide to go to Bradford to try and get his endorsement since he's now a sergeant, so he has some authority, he has some power. There's a lot of respect behind Bradford. But Bradford's like, nah, I don't want to get into your politics. Like, I don't want to choose a side or anything. I wasn't even planning on voting, you know, in the election because he doesn't want to take sides. Smithy tries to sway Bradford with a bottle of water, which I'm like, I highly doubt that Tim Bradford is going to get your vote. Well, that Smithy, I don't think you're going to get Tim's vote by giving a freaking basic-ass water bottle. And he admits that, why is the plastic bottle so, like easy to open? Like, usually, like, when you, like, it has a little bit of, like, force to, like, you gotta really open that bottle up. And he's like, I recycled. He literally used old water bottles, printed out his little thing, glued it on, and then like refilled the water with tap water. I'm like, can you at least get a purification system? So, I mean, I don't know that about the California's water supply, but I'm like, I don't even trust my own water supply. Like, I don't trust tap water, period. I don't trust where those pipes are been. I don't trust what the conditions are. I don't know what's swimming in those pipes. Like, I don't absolutely trust. Give me a bottle of water, preferably Poland. I'll take anything else except Dasani. Because seriously, why the fuck is Coca-Cola making a Dasani water bottle? They have like the empire of soda. They rival Pepsi. Hell, I'm going to say they beat Pepsi. Hell, I'll even say here, I have not drank a single Pepsi since probably 2014. I'm being honest on that. I literally just stuck with Coke or Inca Cola, which if you don't know what Inca Cola is, it's a Peruvian soda drink. I love it. I drink it only on special occasions like during the holidays. So I'm going to be drinking a lot about it this Christmas season. But I am saying, like, seriously, no. And the fact that they even include ingredients in water, like, boy, it's water. You're not supposed to be putting ingredients in water. I just want my purified spring water. Is that so much to ask? Moving on. So the pairs this week are Nolan and Lopez, Harper in the new boot, and of course Bradford and Chen. But they're all following like kind of eventually the same storyline. They all have their own things. So I think I'm gonna go for like the more easier one to go for. So it's been 6 weeks now with Harper in her new boot. She's still like very like meh on him. He's not really impressing her, but she's not really, you know, hating him anymore that much. Harper's newest battle, even though like she finally got a romantic relationship, it seems like everything's coming up Harper for once. But if you remember a couple weeks ago when around Halloween, Harper slept with her ex-husband while they were both in other relationships. At the same time, he was planning on proposing to his now fiance. It turns out they both want to move to San Francisco to start a new life there. I don't know if it was job related or just something related, but that's where he wants to go with her, and he wants to bring their daughter with them as to live with them full time. But Harper is like saying, "Well, when am I going to see her? Like, you know, are we going to just pay for plane tickets, like, you know, just to ship her back for the week?" Because that would be honestly horrible. Because like to be on an airplane every weekend, which don't get me wrong, I mean, airports are I haven't been to an airport since March, but they're not the worst thing in the world, but at the same time, like, come on. Like, I'd rather be... Those 6 hours I would spend in an airport, I would rather just be at home. Like, it's just so much of a hassle. And it sucks. I mean, it really sucks. I mean, it's just another one of those argumental points when you have kids. Like, if you get divorced, like, and if the other person wants to explore more of their career somewhere else, like, what does that mean for the kids? Personally, I would just let the kids decide, you know, don't even decide to, like, bring it into it. Because, like, the kids might have friends, and, like, they may choose not to leave their friends. Like, I'll be honest, so here's a little bit of a personal story. So as many as you know about this, or if you don't, my parents divorced more than a decade ago, so don't give me your pity comments. It's fine, don't worry. My mom got custody. It's simplistic, like she's the mom, regardless she had no like real income coming in, if she had no real criteria of being a single mother or an independent mother, considering the fact my dad and my grandma took care of me and my sister most of her life. Enough about the personal stuff. They gave custody to my mother. If my mother was to tell me, we're moving away, well, we are moving away to another state because I need to get away from your father, I would have said no. Like, my friends here are here in New York. Regardless of how things were for my friend's situation back then to now, I would not leave New York at that time. I was like, no, I'm not leaving. I'll stay with my dad. I don't care what the court says. I'm not going with you. Because at the end of the day, like, you know, you got to put me in that car or in that plane, and you got to make me pack. So I'm like, I'm not doing any of that. So have fun with that. I would have been honest. That's what happened. Because we're at the day of age, like, you can't force the kids to do that anymore. Like, if it was, like, both parents, like, still married, like, we have to move because there's an employment opportunity, that sucks. But if you have a choice, you're allowed to choose. So that's my stance on it. And, you know, New York is kind of getting the impression like this is just a sudden thing. Apparently not. Harper was supposed to know about this weeks ago, but she just kept pushing it off because of their hookup on Halloween. So she kept assuming that this was probably the hookup related. Maybe he's changing his mind. Maybe he wants to get back together. I don't want to talk to him right now. Let's get some space going that's not Lila related. But it turns out this was the news, and Harper's not happy because she doesn't want to be away from her daughter anymore. She wants to be at least close by so that if anything happens, she's just there. So she's got to go deal with that. Meanwhile, Bradford's from Bradford trying to ready to go do their shift together, and apparently Bradford has a sister. I didn't know about that. Well, I don't think Bradford's a pretty private dude, so I'm like, I'm not surprised. Hell, he had a pit bull like a couple seasons ago, or last season ago, and like, where's the pit bull? Like, I want to know where he is at. I want to know his story. So she's in town for a reason concerning their dad, and Bradford doesn't really want to hear any of it. And well, she does want to talk to him about it, and Bradford always keeps pushing her off or canceling, meetings or not dates, dinners and such like that. And it's really something he doesn't want to deal with. But she's like, you know what? Why don't I just come along with you on your ship? Like, let me just go in your car, like one of those ride-along things. And he's like, no, this takes so much paperwork, so much approval. Ain't gonna happen like this quickly. And Chen just low-key drops like, hey, you know what? Bradford's the surgeon now, so you can just basically approve it right here and now. And she's like, great. And it's like, all Chen wanted was more ammunition on Bradford. That's the only reason why she said anything. I mean, I don't mind, really. I love the dynamic between those two. I really do. Lopez is starting to feel the strain of knowing what her husband Wesley has been trying to do to protect them, and to have gotten the information to save her in the first place. Of course, she's not happy with this since him now being offended with a well-known criminal, and as well as putting his status as a lawyer on the line. She's not happy with it, but she's trying to find a solution out of it that's not going to ruin his job and it's going to put Elijah away. She's trying to figure it out, but right now she's focusing on this case right now concerning a individual that does not believe in the United States of America's laws. This is going to be a tricky episode to explain since, I do not understand a lot of things. Let's say this for a point of reference. One of my best friends, Alan, who's been on the ActionX channel many times in the past, in the beginning of the run, and he came back last year for a podcast. He'll be on soon again. I think, honestly, if I was to have him on the show, he'll probably just, we'll put, it won't even be an episode review, it'll just be a discussion about, what those people believe in. Because at the end of the day, for me, you're allowed to believe what you believe in. I'm not going to, here's the logistical thing about me. And, of course, obviously, anyone can scrutinize anything I say. I'm aware of that. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I know what I'm saying. I know what I stand for. At the end of the day, I believe in what it is. I believe what I believe. My friends believe what they believe. I respect them. I love them. I appreciate their opinions. You can believe in whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. That is not hurting anyone else. That is something my dad has told me since I was a kid. You are allowed to do whatever the fuck you want in your life. You can do, with anyone legally and approving. Well, okay, take it legally. Approving and as well as mutually agreeing on it. Do whatever you want. Just make sure you don't harm anyone but yourself. You can harm yourself. You can, sadly do bad things to yourself, but don't hurt anyone else. That's what my dad stand for, and I kind of mimic that a little more than I would like, but that's just how I am on the case. But during their ride through, Nolan just tries to pick up on Lopez's action. Lopez does not give the full. No, she doesn't even get the full information. She's just saying, I have an issue on another case. That's it. I can't really tell you anything because I can subpoena you if you know anything about it. So I don't want to tell you right now. So don't worry about it. So the individual that they're going after assaulted a IRS worker, I believe it was. So they're trying to get his side of the case, and then there's no arrest warrant yet. It's just trying to get his side of the story and all that. So. They head over to his property, which apparently this guy's I'll say it like this because that's just what I believe. It's just his tone, it's just his attitude. I honestly just want to punch him. I'm just being honest there. I apologize. He said his argument was that my family's house. This house has been here since the 1930s, which I'm like. There's absolutely no way this house is from the 1930s. I kid you not. This does not look like a 1930s house. But when you just say the land and the property has been exonerated or not put on California regulation, so technically I don't have to pay taxes. That's not how it works, sir. I don't think you can buy land, but you're still on the property of the United States. So and in California, you still gotta pay those taxes. Regardless if there's a mortgage to pay off anymore, I really don't know. They didn't really get into that. But basically, he owes a lot of money, and he sold his employee because he just did not agree to what he said. And he's recording it kind of the simplistic, oh, look at me, I'm recording you I'm the victim here, these guys in the back are no, fuck off. First of all, for me, again, you're knowing a lot about me in this episode, so if you, this is like a kind of, this is not a politically focused episode. This, well, for me, for my review, I'm just speaking my personal opinion on it, and this is just getting more of a deeper insight in me. There's two sides to every story, or there's multiple sides to every story. I normally don't give my opinion on something unless I know everything. Like, I'll give my reaction to your side of the story, but I need to know the other sides of the story to understand the full picture. Kind of get the, like, what are the points that are equal to quad, what are the other person's perspective and POVs of the situation, and then kind of determine my own opinion on the matter. I don't really like to go based on, like, one person's or just one side's recollection of the events. I really don't. I want to listen to both sides. That's just how I am. So, thankfully, Nolan and Lopez were trying to communicate that to this individual, but he's not listening, and he just decides to open fire on them with an Uzi. So Nolan and Harper calling in. The guy runs away. They try to catch up to him, but he gets away by a car. So they start to put up a manhunt on him. All throughout the city, so everyone's on deck on here. So everyone's trying to look for this individual. The progress-wise, before they figure out, like, I know Harper and Newbrook get a little bit of a lead on one of these armory storages that he put in an RV somewhere in Cali. They find it and they discover, like, it's a freaking war truck. Like, it's got weapons and protective equipment. Like, this guy was ready for war. Let's just say that. He's ready for anything. We're getting more about Bradford's past. Apparently, Bradford had a very abusive father growing up. He was very much, like, being more aggressive towards Bradford than his sister was. And his dad's gotten old. He can't really take care of himself anymore. So they need to sell the house so that they can move him to a much more controlled environment and something smaller. But while Bradford just immediately says, just, sell the land, get the money you can, then just have them, tore it down. His sister doesn't want to do that. His sister wants to kind of renovate the place, rebuild it up, because her words are, it's got a good foundation. Why not just, like, improve on it, fix it up, and then sell it for an even bigger price? But Bradford doesn't see it like that, because all he sees is a reminder of all the abuse he got when he was a kid, which I do feel for him. I can't relate to him, but I do feel for him, like, he just doesn't want to go back to that place, or he doesn't want to be associated with that place anymore, because it just brings up so many bad memories with him. Let's see. I know Nolan and Chen, Nolan and Lopez are driving through the city. Lopez makes a little bit of a decision call with Wesley. She wants to try and, get him to kind of write down and, like, kind of get everything Elijah's ever admitted on paper and on tape to kind of start building a case against him. But Wesley's like, I can't do that. That violates attorney-client privilege, and he could use that against me in court, so that's not going to fly. And Lopez is kind of getting, frustrated, because, she's trying her damn best to figure out a solution for all of them, for that everything's going to work out, but it's really not that easy to do, considering the fact these two have very different, two very different outlooks on how to solve this matter. Well, I discovered that my charger isn't working for my camera, so, I'm going to have to cut this short quickly, so I apologize. I really can't. I got to fix my camera now, which is now another damn equipment issue I'm having for Christmas. I got to hurry this up quickly. So, again, the ending was okay. I felt like the resolution was fine. And I really can't wait to see how they're going to wrap up the Elijah stuff next week. It's definitely another all-hands-on-deck situation. Bradford gets giving Nolan his approval, and the race thing probably won't get picked up till the next year. But overall, I really did enjoy this episode. I really did. Again, I apologize it was short. It's just the camera's not working. The charger port's not working, so I have to figure out another way to charge it up going forward. But yeah, so I apologize on that. But again, this has been What's the Tube, reviewing every episode in the 4th season of The Rookie. If you want to know what we're doing normally, What's the Tube, besides our Rookie reviews, we're doing Walker episode reviews, Nancy Drew episode reviews normally. We are going to come back next week for the winter finale, and then we'll come back in 2022 for more episode reviews. Please subscribe to us on youtube.com/ActionX videos to see more of us. Please ring that bell for notification when our next episode review is live, and please also follow social media to stay up to date with any sort of updates for the channel. But until then, stay safe out there. Be good to each other. I apologize again. Maybe I'll edit something in lately. But until then, peace out.